everyone. Welcome back to another episode of How the AuthorU and all about book publishing. So, everything you need to know about book publishing, book marketing, book success. And everyone, this is our 8th year we've been doing this podcast. Hard to believe. John Kremer is with us again. And I
Wait
always
a
like to
minute. I've been
again,
with you for a long time. I'm still a young man. It's
you
not
are.
hard to believe I'm here.
And I always like to start the year off with John talking about book marketing. I always like to look like what was the surprise of things that really weren't working for the last year. That's on the table. And I also wanted to talk about and he says fun. We want to do some fun things that we can do for book marketing for the year 2026 that will raise you above the clouds of the gazillion of other authors that you are competing with, which is all over the place right now. So we just want to be tuned in to yourself, your success, and be able to really say that number one, you want to be different, you want to be unique, and you want to unique up on people. Oh, I'm playing with words now, John. So John is the author of 1001 Ways to Market Your Books, 1001 Ways to Market Your Books. So it's not bedtime reading. It's really a reference resource that I'd recommend to all of you. And of course, we always want to thank our sponsors for bringing us our shows, the TobyNet Network, my awesome producer, Ben Harlan. And I also, Nick Zellinger, who is a fabulous book designer, graphics, NZ Graphics, and Rebecca Finkel, not only an awesome book designer, book cover, swag creator, but also she does websites for authors. So without them, we wouldn't be able to come to you every week. So with that said, John, welcome back to the show once again.
Thank you very much. So today, what I wanted to do is just emphasize the fun in book marketing and talk about some of the things that are really important. They're not just fun, but they're effective. And
Ooh, fun and effective. Huh.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah, I like them
So,
actually.
so I'm going to start by sharing my screen
Okay.
and showcasing it to you.
Hmm.
So the first thing I really wanted to emphasize to people is to learn to tell stories. Not, the best
Yeah.
books are the ones that tell stories. Obviously,
Yeah.
50% of all book sales are novels and they just tell stories. But even nonfiction, you should be telling a lot of stories because that's what people remember and that's what people share. That's what people pass on. They pass on the stories. Do the same with your podcasts, your newsletters, your blog posts and articles, your videos. And I have a new book coming out. It'll be out in a couple of weeks, maybe by the time you see this, The Storyteller's Secrets. And it's a whole collection of just little tidbits about telling stories and why you should tell stories and how you should tell stories.
Hmm.
And then there's this wonderful newsletter out there called the Anecdotally newsletter. It's from some people in the UK at anecdote.com/newsletter. And their whole mission in life is to teach corporations how to tell stories. And gosh, they just do wonderful stories. So I really recommend that you sign up for their newsletter and check out their services. And
Is that a freebie or do you have
it's a
to
freebie.
subscribe for a fee? Okay.
And it's just a really nice thing. I actually signed up under my wife's email so that it stood out because I get too many emails. Um,
I know. I know about that.
so and then there's a nice storyteller prompt that will help you to generate stories. And it's right there, generatestory.io/writing prompt generator. And I would recommend you look at that. But for the course that I'm creating now with Peter Johnson on Pro to Published. It's all about writing, publishing, and marketing books. I did a whole lesson on just telling stories. And I told all these stories from my own experience, everything from first meeting Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen to, well, I don't know, lots of different stories, because I really believe in the power of stories. They really can make a difference.
Well, I
And
think, John is starting off as a nonfiction writer myself. Most of my books were in the nonfiction genre. And
mine
they
too.
were, yeah, and they were often more, okay, here's the issue, here's the problem, here's the cause, here's the effects, here's the solution, get on with it, people. And
Yeah.
once I started bringing in the storytelling part of it, that when people were reading it, oh my God, she's writing about me. Oh no, this is what George in the office is doing to everybody. The connection was so much more powerful and bringing it together. So storytelling, it's not just the fiction people. Nonfiction people must get this art to use in their writing as well as their speaking.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to really emphasize you here, because obviously when you're writing fiction, you're telling stories, so you got the idea.
Hmm.
But for nonfiction, poetry, obviously with memoirs, you're telling stories.
Hmm.
But I think with nonfiction books, it's so important because it changes the dynamics of the book. In my
Oh yeah.
experience, one of the things that happened when I first came out with 1,001 Ways to Market Your Books was that people would say, I feel like I can talk to you because I've read your book and you tell stories, you come across as somebody friendly. I think I can talk to you. So then they took the chance. They would hire me for consultant. They would hire me as a speaker, et cetera, et cetera. Or they'd just come up to talk to me at a convention or a conference, which is something that sadly, there are a lot of writers that are too shy about approaching so-called famous people. And that's not one of my problems.
No, it's not mine. I mean, I had one of my holiday parties last month, and a really well-known, just retired, like the top weather guy in the state of Colorado, well known from The Voice and all the stuff he did. And he was a guest, and Mike walked in, and I just said, I have a favor to ask of you. I need you to bring your storytelling, and I need to have you to be my MC of my big gala induction in 2027. The date's is September 11th. I bet you're open, and I need a yes or a no. That's what he did. And I got him.
I bet he said yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And, so,
I,
but
I, uh, I met Dr. Ruth at the Book Expo convention many years ago, and I asked her for a hug, and she gave me one. And every year after that, she would know who I was and say, "You're the hugging guy." And
ah,
we would have a great hug. But the neat thing about it is that later, probably 4 or 5 years later, I was with my friend Steve Johnson, who was writing books about things people do after 50. And so we were at a Playboy party at the Book Expo convention, and Dr. Ruth was there, and I introduced her to Steve, and I said, you got to get to know him." And she ended up writing a book for him on sex after 50. Excuse my voice. And
yep.
it became a New York Times bestseller for him.
Well, that will work. All right. So, do you have some warm water there for your
I
throat?
do. I have my coffee here.
Okay, let's take a little sip. All right. So,
So anyway,
storytelling essential.
oh boy. So anyway, it really telling stories, getting to know people, being willing to approach people, that's all very effective.
Okay, let's give John a little rest on his voice. Let me talk about stories on that. On the speaking, when I'm structuring a speech, and I put my key points into my speech, I always lead with a story or an awesome stat that I've found that I can turn into a story. So it's all about engagement and bringing people in here from the very get going, and you develop trust immediately. Trust. You create that, you're familiar with them. You could be part of the story. You could be the butt of the story, which is always helpful sometimes. One of my best stories, John, you've heard me tell, is when my underwear fell off at a gig. Okay. That, that I have more people come and say, you are going to tell us that story, aren't you? When I have come back with a group. So those are the kind of things that you're looking for, that will have them, that will just resonate. I remember one time I was speaking at a conference, a dental conference, and I was doing a money workshop on one of my money books I had written many years ago. And it was just all about, crisis, the mortgage. This was like 208, 209, and all the mortgage thing was going. And their USA Today had a huge headline on the front page. And when I walked on that stage, I carried the newspaper with me. And I walked across the stage, opened the newspaper up, back and forth, and I said, this is what we're talking about today. Set the stage, brought them in, everyone was talking about it, and we were connected. So stories, the power of stories is called connection. And I just don't want, what John's talking about is so essential here. Right, you ready?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I met Seth Godin that way. I just went up. He
Mhm.
was speaking at the convention again. And I went up and I just introduced myself, and he knew my name. And he gave me permission to share any of his blog posts on my website. And they were always my most popular blog posts. You know,
Mhm.
they could go to his website to see the story, but they often came to my website, and it brought me an incredible amount of traffic and notice.
Mhm. He's a master, actually. He's one of the people that I read every day. So,
Yeah, and he's really important. So anyway, learn to tell stories. The next thing I want to really turn people onto is Substack. If you don't know about it yet, uh, sign up, get involved with it. Substack.com. They offer you a free or paid newsletter. You can do just a free newsletter, or you can upgrade people to a paid newsletter. I do both with my website. So I offer a free newsletter. It goes to thousands of people. But I also have a paid newsletter where people get extra little insight from me, extra little tidbits, free books, things like that. So it pays off for them. And I really like it. And it's all really easy to do with Substack. I like Substack because to write a newsletter in Substack is just like writing a blog post, which I've done for years and years and years. So I really like it. So I can format it, I can make it look pretty. It gets delivered. Substack newsletters pass every filter you can any Gmail or any other mail system might set up. Substack newsletters get through.
I love that you said the blog word. I blog twice a week on Tuesdays and Saturdays. It would be so logical for me, and so that is now starred on my little to-do list. That I think I have a Substack account. We have so many other stuff going on. But the thing is, you're now opening up everybody to a whole new world of viewers. People, I suspect that Medium is probably taken some hit from Substack, John. And
Oh,
I don't know.
absolutely.
Has it? Okay. So Medium used to be the place to go. But I think Substack is the place to go. And I have a couple of ones that I subscribe to faithfully. They're only $5 a month, but they're just tidbits I'm always looking for, whether it's to
Right.
make me smile or just deep thinking. And that the kind of blogs, my Tuesday blogs is always informational, things that you need to know for publishing, for marketing, for fill in the blank. That is
Right.
the logical thing to drop into Substack and just start it. And maybe that we do that on Tuesday on Substack. you don't have to do it every day.
No,
Um,
it's whatever you want. The neat thing is it's completely free. Substack
I
makes
love
it,
free.
yeah, and they make their money on when you offer a paid version of your newsletter, which a lot of people do, then they get a little piece of the action. It's not that much, but it's enough to keep them in business and prosperous and offering all these services because they offer also a podcast, which also becomes it's sent out to you can send it out to your newsletter subscribers automatically. So you already have thousands of readers on your or listeners on your podcast because they get it as a newsletter as well. But the podcast is then syndicated to 30 or 40 syndicators. So it's really great that way. And now they offer videos, which you can record directly in Substack, or you can just upload a video. And the neat thing there is that they automatically then post to YouTube and LinkedIn as videos and video shorts. So I did a newsletter last night that I sent out with a video, and then they automatically produced 4 YouTube shorts and 2 video shorts for LinkedIn, sent out automatically. I didn't even have to think about it.
This was
So
on Substack. They just
th-
they
they
just
do
shot them
it.
out for you.
Huh?
They just shot them out for you. They
Yeah.
redistributed them. Hmm.
Yeah. And now the podcast fee, you have to sign up for the different, Apple Podcasts and so on. But in order to send out your podcast feed, but it's one of the things I really like about podcasting is the ability to syndicate it to Apple Podcast, Audible, and so on. And so I really like it. Plus, Substack generates a transcript of your audio podcasts, and they're accurate. So I've used it just as a transcription service. I'll upload an audio, transcribe it, and then delete the say, oh, I don't want to send that out after all, but I still get the transcript, and it's very accurate. So I love it for that too, because that allows me to transcribe some of my old audios. So just some of the things that they do that they offer, and it's just so powerful. And again, as you said, the neat thing is it's free.
Mhm. I love that. I want you to know as you were talking, I've already sent a message to my primary VA. We're going to take my Tuesday blogs, call it Thursday for Authors, set it up on Substack, and we start that in the new year.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
great. I got one person, another.
Yay!
Because
But
it's just so simple to use. I actually have another pod. I signed up. You can have as many newsletters as you want. So I have one called Tell Me a Story. And I started it to share my wife's short stories, short stories. And since then, I also share my poems on it. I share different, uh, well, I'll get into it in a little bit. I've become a songwriter, and I want to talk a little bit
ooh,
about that. Uh,
ooh.
so I share my songs on there. And
Are you
so I
singing
have
them,
a
John?
number of other newsletters. I have one for 5 things I love about books. That goes out to 900 bookstores.
Oh, I love that.
And so it's an automatic. It's a nice newsletter. It's a Substack newsletter. Bookstores are probably going to open it. It actually gets through. And it's 5 things I love about books. So it's a nice, so you can have as many accounts as you want. I think I have 5 total. I forget what the other ones are. But
Well,
uh,
you know what? Let me tell you, our close mutual friend who passed away a few years ago, Dan
yeah,
Pointer, always said bookstores were a crappy place to sell books. John, I never go in a bookstore where I don't sell at least 40 books every time I'm there.
Yeah,
That is better than most authors. You know that.
right.
When they're in there. But what I love, this is one of my five things I love about bookstores. People who come in bookstores like books.
It's a pre-qualification. And in today's world, it's really important because, so many people are consuming other kinds of content nowadays. But, to me, that's one of the reasons why you should do a podcast and why you should generate videos is because people are consuming content in different ways, and you can share what you have to offer through podcast, audio, and video, which you can also send out as a podcast.
Mm.
And so it's really a neat thing. So I really encourage you to join Substack because of all the power it has. I mean, it's really wonderful, and I've really been enjoying using it and sharing some of my songs, which I'll talk about in a few minutes.
So I want to know, are you singing your songs or are you just telling us
No,
about it?
I'm using AI to generate the music and the performance. I write the lyrics,
Whoa.
and that's what makes it powerfully different from most AI generated songs. Most AI generated songs are generated lyrics as well, which are
Hmm.
not nearly as authentic, not nearly as good as what us writers can write. And I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. Here, I wanted to just show you this is part of when you send out a newsletter and a video with Substack. This is one of the options. You can upload a full video to YouTube, upload, in this case, 4 clips to YouTube Shorts, and then auto upload to LinkedIn 2 clips. And that's all automatic. You have to just check the boxes.
And it just does it.
It does it, and
Whoa.
it's like a no-brainer. I love it, and so that's getting the video out to more places, and it's really easy to do. And all you have to do is you have to hook your YouTube account with Substack and your LinkedIn account with Substack so that they can communicate with them,
Mm.
and that's it.
So
So,
you link in with your respective YouTube account, your LinkedIn account, that kind
right.
of thing. Okay.
Yeah. And then it automatically uploads them, which
Mhm.
it's been very good for me because I tend to be pretty lazy with LinkedIn. This way, LinkedIn audience gets things.
Oh, I am a huge believer in LinkedIn. It is a power base. It's kind of like I feel like the grown up of some of the social media platforms. And I know I'm sitting with I have a group with 33,000 in it, and I have over 18,000 connections, followers
Yeah.
there. So
And I bet that whole 30,000 group get your notice of every podcast you do.
I wonder if they upload it to the groups or we have to redirect it. I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah,
I'm not,
that I'm not sure. I know they were linked to a LinkedIn account. I don't
Mhm.
know if you can link it to a group. That would be
Can you,
interesting to.
well, or you have
But
two
you
LinkedIn
can go into LinkedIn right afterwards once it's uploaded and
and
share it to your
reshare it.
group.
Mhm.
So so it's possible to do. Now, the next thing is I want to talk about the power of video shorts.
Yep.
YouTube shorts are getting 10 to 20 times the views of regular YouTube videos.
Hmm.
And that's something that I think a lot of authors may be not aware of, but it's real powerful. Most of my YouTube shorts are now getting 100 to 2,000 views within a couple days.
Hmm.
And that I think is real important. And the other thing is, obviously, once you create the short and in my case, some of the shorts are being created automatically by Substack. I can upload those same shorts to Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, and they're very native in those fields. And you can also, of course, upload them to uh, Twitter and other social media that you're involved with.
So let me
So
do an ad on that. I don't know if you know about the trial reels. Do you know about the trial reels on Instagram?
no, I don't.
You definitely want to know about the trial reels and the
Oh,
if you
good.
can upload.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm listening in.
So, the trial reels are something kind of new that Instagram's playing around with, and that they make them available to people who don't follow you. They're
Mm,
non-followers, and they're doing tests to see that, boy, if the algorithms start to sing and dance, they will push it out to all your followers as well, and they will convert over the unfollowers to followers. So that's something you might want to play with, everyone,
mm.
to do that. But there is a tab now that says trial reels on your Instagram account.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Okay. So,
And, Pinterest supports videos, same basically size, tall, thin, basically the size generated by your phone, your
mhm,
iPhone, things like that. And
mhm,
so, and then obviously TikTok, which is a hot social media. Well, the easiest thing to do is just repurpose what you're already creating.
mhm,
Simple and easy. So, I really like it for that reason. And, I'm really amazed at, how many views they're getting so quickly.
mm.
And it just keeps building. So, I think that's really a powerful thing that a lot of authors need to know. And one thing that I wanted you to know that when you upload through Substack, you should still go back to YouTube and edit your video. Because Substack uploads the videos, which is nice because you don't have to spend the time of uploading the video. It's done for you. And then you can just go in. Key setting there is say, no, it's not made for kids. Because the minute you say, yes, it's made for kids, it's restricted. There are restrictions that are done that make your videos
Mhm,
less visible to adults
mhm.
and to a lot of kids. So you don't want to say it. So even if it's made for kids, I might say, no, it's not made for kids. Uh, but obviously, if that's your intended audience, then you would say, yes, it's made for kids and you'd live with the restrictions.
I'm
Other,
glad yeah, let me just, can I interrupt here that especially with these kids' books and any kid related book from college on down, that we always, John and I've always talked about who are you writing your book for? Who's your market? But you also need to ask who's the buyer of the book. So if I had a kid, if I was writing parenting related books, for the 3 to 5 group or Philip, whatever the group, I would say, nope, it's not made for kids. I'm making this for the buyer, for the parent. I'm making
yeah,
this for to because you want to convert them on
right.
there.
And
So I think it's
you
very
want it
important to keep that in
visible to
mind.
them.
Yeah.
And it's not always visible with the age restrictions and so on. So, plus, if you don't check that box in your videos, even when you upload them directly to YouTube, if you don't check that, your videos get nothing. You don't
Hmm.
get views. YouTube says we're not showing it to anybody until you check that box.
Hmm.
So make sure you check that box. But also, the Substack doesn't really write much in terms of what your video is about in the description. So make sure you fill out the description with something more, and that's real important. And then let's see. Okay, now I'm stuck here. There we go. Uh, Another neat thing that YouTube does is if you upload a video, they now have, you can connect that video to a related video.
Mm.
And that's over on the right side of your edit page. And so related video, you can just connect it. And it's a really neat way to, uh, you know, help spread the word about your other videos, especially if they are related. So I would encourage you to always connect your videos to other videos on YouTube because it's just a way to showcase it. And also, of course, always put your category in whatever it might be. Um,
So when you're connecting it to, like, I'm seeing this is obviously a video, I mean, a music video. Is that right?
this one is,
So,
yes.
okay, so if I had whatever my video was about, um, whether it was about, it could be survival, it could be
Right.
finding your path, filling that. So
Oh, and you
finding,
don't have to connect to your own video. Sorry.
oh, oh, okay. So I mean, I'm trying to find music that might would be the inspiration behind it that they could hear a little bit in the background. I don't know how compatible is the soundtracks or whatever. Um, when you connect it, does it all of a sudden segue to it, or is it running in the
No, it
background? What's
doesn't
oh,
automatically segue to it, but it has a clickable link in the video.
okay, okay, for the gooser.
It's actually a clickable link on the video itself, which is, it's not
Hmm.
in the description, it's actually on the video.
Okay.
So I really like that. Make sure you list your category because you're going to get more viewers that way, whatever the category is. And they have about 20 different categories you can do it under. I often do it under self-help for book marketing.
Hmm.
But so but there's different categories. Make sure you get the category. It'll get more of the viewers you want to target. So why not? And then also, say the video language and recording date. If you've got that, the tags that you might want to have, those can be valuable. Um, in this case, this was taken from a YouTube short that Substack or uploaded. So they always put in the link of Substack and shorts. You can take
Okay.
it out if you don't want to promote them. But then it was my wife's name, Gail Berry, her author name, and Little Fox, which is her children's book. The song is taken and excerpted from her children's book. So, it's a real neat thing. So, uh, now I want to talk about what I've been having a lot of fun with the last 2 weeks. I've become a songwriter. And I really think it's an important thing for people because during the past 2 weeks, I've been writing lyrics and creating songs to promote children's books, novels, poetry, memoirs, and nonfiction books. And it's actually quite easy to do. AI makes it easy to create the music and the performances to go along with your great written content, which is our specialty as authors. And you'll be amazed. I think most authors you don't really have to even be a rhymester in order to create songs. Uh, I actually created a series of songs based on Song of Myself by Walt Whitman.
Hmm.
I took the first couple stanzas of his poem. It's a 50-page poem, so it's a long poem. Uh, and I did in that first couple stanzas, he says, uh, come and sit with me a while and learn the origin of all poems. I
Mm.
changed that to the origin of all songs. And then I created song versions of this. Uh, and you can actually go and see the playlist. It's the Origin of All Songs playlist on YouTube. And I created a disco version, a country version, several pop versions, a rock version, a rap version, a reggae version. Uh, I created all these songs, and I'll share with you in just a few minutes what program I'm using to do it. But it's just really fun to do. And they're actually quite good songs because the words make them powerful.
Hmm.
And that's what we can do that other
Hmm.
songwriters or people using these programs can't do. They don't know how to write.
Oh, and my mind, you're making my mind work here, which I love, John. I always have these conversations with you, but I have, it's my end of my um book, The Author's Walk. I did a whole stanza on why your words matter. And I'm
Mm,
thinking, oh my God, I could take that and do
make it a
exactly what
song.
I mean, I could have, I don't know about a rap, but I could, I'm going to play.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just so much fun to play. And the neat thing is with the program I use called Marika, and I'll give you the link a little bit here. It's just so powerful, so easy to use that you can upload your lyrics, and then you can say the genre you want. You know, I want a country song with acoustic guitar, mellow sound, whatever you want to say, and then male or female voice, and
mhm.
then you say create, and it creates, and it'll create two versions of whatever you're doing. And generally speaking, one of them I like, one I don't like. It's how it is. So you don't have to upload that one. You take the one you like and you upload that. And if you don't like either one, which it's happened in some cases for me, you just say create again. And you change maybe one of the little settings there, in terms of, well, should it be acoustic guitar? Maybe add a piano to it, whatever you want. It does. I think wonderful songs. In fact, I'm going to hope I can play some for you using this. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. So, but you can use songs in the following ways. You can use it as new content that you just share with people you like to share. You can use it as an upsell to your book. You can sell the song.
Mhm.
You can use it as a viral video. One video that just went, I uploaded it 3 days ago. It's already got 2,000 views. It's going viral. It's a YouTube short. You can use it promotion via social networks, so you can promote your book through the song. And so those are some of the ways that you can use this song. So it's not like it's not a marketing tool as well as a creative tool.
Mhm.
So
No, I
here's
like it. Yeah.
here's a poetry one. This is a little poetry. This is just a stanza from a poem that I wrote a number of years ago. And I don't know if it's going to play now, but we'll try and let me know, Judith, if the sound comes through.
Yeah, Ben, you too. I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, that's too bad. I was hoping it would work.
Yeah.
Um, but it's incredible what they did with this little poem. They created a. You can see it's not rhyming. It's not all that, but it's a great song. And
So this is a poem you wrote.
a poem I wrote. So obviously it's free verse. It's not rhyme. It's
Mhm.
it has images in it. I wish I could carry lakes with me in my pockets. Uh, it's about an old girlfriend of mine and how she was so distant so often, but when we walked around a lake, she became close. So
Mm,
I wish I could carry lakes with me in my pocket so I could spread them at your feet. So it's a very visual poem, um,
mhm.
and it AI did an incredible version with it. I wish that the sound would play. I was hoping it would, but I didn't know if it would or not. Uh, but
It's a Zoom thing.
yeah, uh, but here, let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. This is the children's song. It's "Find a Way Home." This is the end of my wife's short book, "Little Fox and the Golden Hawk" by Gail Berry, and it's got the end of it, and it's all about a promise that the mountain god has made to little fox that every soul that little fox loved would find a way home. So it's a neat little story, and it's incredible again the song that they made with it. And again, you could have made it a pop version, a rock version,
Mhm.
whatever you want, or
Mhm.
you could probably make it I haven't tested that yet. A children's song. You could probably say, I want a children's song, light and easy. Here are the lyrics I want. So again, whatever, so it's a way to promote your children's book. And as you can see, the Marika allows you to upload the graphic to the music video.
So you see it like a video. So you have up there on the image
You can
bookmarket.com
see
forward
that there's
slash
an,
songs.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there is
And it
the
goes
image
around.
from my wife's book on the record.
Hmm.
So you get the image of Little Fox,
Hmm.
as it plays. And the neat thing is that Marika creates the videos as tall, thin TikTok videos.
Wow. And so how do I spell Marika? Why don't you tell people?
Oh, well, that's down at the end of my presentation here. Do I,
Okie doke. All right.
I just wanted to show you there are other
No,
examples. I just wanted to
it's
show you
very
some.
cool.
Here's a novel excerpt from Robert Jordan's World of Times.
Hmm.
And this is a statement from a, a, a troubadour in his story. If you use the words people expect, they grow bored. A great ballad needs to be unexpected, never be
Hmm.
expected. And it goes on. And I did a song with it, promoting again, in his case, his novel. But if you're a novelist, you could create dozens of songs from your novel. Uh, You could probably use your steamy romance novel scene. You could do a steamy scene, a steamy song.
Ooh,
You could do
ooh, a
a
steamy
falling
song.
in love song. You could do multiple songs because all you're taking is a couple paragraphs from your book to create the song lyrics. And again, you can see there's nothing here that looks like it's a song. In terms of song lyrics, this is what
Hmm.
it would look like when I uploaded it. Actually, I did format it so that I broke up the lines when I put it into the lyric format so that they would uh, break a little bit better. So I did do that. But it's basically these words. Again, no rhyme, but it makes a great song. Here's one. I've been doing the Lord's Prayer from the Gospel of Matthew as as songs, and this is the one that's gone most viral. Almost 2,000 views right now of Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hmm.
And so I've been sharing that in another Substack newsletter I have called, well, what do I call it? Have you met Jesus? And
So,
it's just,
John, I've got to ask you, how do you keep track of all this stuff you're doing?
I don't. No. I'm very organized on my computer. I create folders for every project. I have subfolders. So my computer is very well organized and it's backed up to Dropbox so I don't lose that content even when my computer goes down, which it did. My computer died at one point and I lost some stuff, but most of my stuff is in Dropbox, so I was able to re-upload it right away. And so that's money to me well invested.
Hmm.
And this is from an email from Anecdotally newsletter. They told a story, so I took the story and I actually created a song. Uh, I didn't use theirs. Maybe I can't remember now if I did use their content with one song, but I rewrote it as a poem and created a song about ordinary men, ordinary women. I wish
All
I
right.
could play you these songs. They're just wonderful.
I'm so sorry. Well, but you're going to tell us where to go so we can hear them. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So let's see. Let's go here again. So there's the source. The AI music program I like to use is Marika, and that's my affiliate code. And I'd like you to use it because then I make a little money off of it, and it doesn't cost you a cent. So it allows you to upload lyrics for a song and create a song, or it will generate lyrics for you. But again, as writers, I wouldn't let them generate lyrics. Or you might let them generate lyrics and then rewrite them before you create a song with them. Because my experience with AI music programs, and I've tried several, is the lyrics they generate are terrible for the most part. So that's the one power that we have as songwriters that a lot of other people might not have. As writers, we know how to tell a good story. We know how to do things. You can also create instrumentals. So you could create background instrumentals for your any other videos you might be creating on your own. And you have full control over them. With Marika, you can actually download a certificate that says you own the music and the song.
Wow, that would be cool. That's kind of like what the Authors Guild has done,
Yeah,
on when you register your books that they're human created, that you get a registration and a certificate number. We're putting them in our books.
yeah. So, I find I just love the program. I was using a different program and it was pretty good, but it did not allow you to upload lyrics. So you had to
Mhm.
use their generated lyrics. You had to generate lyrics, which then I rewrote. So it would make for a better song, but it wasn't same flexibility because obviously I couldn't do the Lord's Prayer there. I couldn't do the song of myself. I couldn't upload my poems. I couldn't upload short stories. So I like the power to upload lyrics, which Marika allows you to do. It's
Sounds like
just a
a good.
wonderful program. You can start for I think they actually have a free version that you can use to test it out, see if you like it. But or maybe it's $9.99 to test it out. It's not a lot. I bought the upgrade, unlimited upgrade, so it's like $250 for a year. But I've already written 50 songs, so and I've had fun because I've always wanted to share. One of my favorite poems is "Song of Myself" by Walt Whitman. So being able to share them in a different medium is just to me is gold. Just that, but sharing my being able to share my poetry, short stories, uh, blog posts, it's just so incredible as a marketing tool. Plus, it's so much fun. To be a songwriter, I never thought I would be, but now I am because I'm a lyricist. So,
Yep, there you go. Right. So, John, we have about 10 minutes left.
yeah, I was wondering how we were doing.
Well, I just thought I'd share that with you. So, what other goodies do you have, Ad? We've had fun. This is fun. To go must-haves. And you know what? You didn't, we didn't throw the question. What did you think was going to really be hot last year that didn't turn out to be hot?
Mhm. Well, feedback I've been getting is that a lot of people are not having success with paid ads
Oh, I've got that from a lot of places. It's just like it, especially with through Amazon.
through Amazon, also
Yep.
through Facebook. A lot of people are,
Hmm.
but to me, it's a matter of testing.
Hmm.
I think that most people who are not having success are not testing it rigorously. And that means if an ad's not working, you stop it, you recreate, and you test again. And you keep
Hmm.
doing that until you get an ad that works. And eventually you should get an ad that works. So I just say if you're going to use paid ads, and I like using I think paid ads, the neat thing about paid ads is you don't need any audience. You can be a newbie writer with no newsletter, no social media following, and you can still promote your book if you get the ad to work.
Hmm.
So that's why I like the power of paid ads for people that don't have an audience, because a paid ad can allow you to build up that audience. Especially Facebook ads, I think can do that. But
Hmm.
again, you got to test. You got to really test because you don't. you can easily spend $100 without and make two book sales or something like that. So you don't want to do that. You want to spend $5 or $10 to test an ad, see if it works. If it doesn't, change it until you get something that works. That actually, because once you get an ad that's working and you're making more money than it's costing you, you're printing money. And I know you like to print money.
Oh, right. All right. All right.
So,
All right.
so
So,
I like it, but you just have to get it to where it works. It's Facebook ads I've seen that the work are more likely to work at a higher priced ad. You know, you're selling a higher priced, a course, a summit, something else like that, where you're charging anywhere from $50 to $3,000. So Facebook ads there can probably pay off.
mhm. Yes, ma'am.
But
Okay.
but ads, it's been disappointing to me to see how many people have not been successful with ads. But I suspect it's because they haven't been testing as ruthlessly as they should.
Well, I think testing is also, but I think that um, there's just so much noise out there, John.
There
You know that.
is.
There's so much noise out there that it's
But the
hard
neat
to
thing
get.
is, on Facebook, they show what you're interested in. It's not noise. If you go through your Facebook timeline at all, which I've done because I've been doing research for some other books. So I'll go through the timeline to pick up things, images, memes,
Mhm.
uh, quote graphics, things like that. Uh, they showcase things to me. If I click on an ad, even if I don't buy, they keep showing me more ads like that. So if you want to see what ads are out there in your area, start clicking on some. Facebook will say, "Oh, we're happy to show you more."
Yeah, but the issue is you don't know if they're working or not,
I know, but if
in
you
the
see
sampling.
it in your timeline 10 times in 2 days, it's probably working. It's
Oh,
either that
well,
or the person is really stupidly spending money.
well, that could be it too. All right, John, we've got 3 minutes for wrap.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm just going to do a very short thing on one other thing, and
okay.
that's magazine insiders. All magazines have ways for readers to interact with them. And so that's a way for you as an author to get to be known by editors. They have letters to the
Okay.
editors, readers
Yep.
forums,
Yep.
questions, soliciting responses, online, that's supposed to be polls, not pools, uh, online blogs, and many other options. And many magazines now have conferences you can attend. And
Yeah, they do.
if I was a cookbook author, I'd go to one of the food and wine conferences, things like that, just to interact with the editors, if nothing else. And they're relatively inexpensive to go to. But also, another thing is their uh, social media. You can interact with them on their social media, so you can make comments, you can do things so that they start to get to know you. And you can always qualify your comment by saying, John Kremer, author of 1001 Ways to Market Your Books. Nothing more. You don't do advertising, but you can qualify your expertise.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
like that.
I really, because I think magazines are still an effective way to market books.
I think so too. And I like magazines, actually. I
I
still,
do too.
I like it online, but I like paper magazines
I do
just as
too.
well. Yeah, I'm there.
And
All right.
okay, so I'm not going to cover the rest of it, which was just tips on organizing with magazines. But this stuff, interacting with editors in these different ways, is actually fun. It's a fun way to market.
Okay. So I think that that's a good tip. Reach out, but also your name and your short author of whatever, and then just make a comment. All
Yeah.
right, with that, we're on a wrap. John Kremer, thank you for some fun ideas. I'm certainly got a few on my to-do list. I hope all of you do. John will be with us next week as we dig into a whole new topic that you do not want to miss because it involves the number one search engine, called Google. We'll see you then.
We'll have fun then too.
Of course. Okay.